like the claws on some terrible beast. Leo's heart kicks against his chest, adrenaline flooding his system as he springs from the bed. The midnight streets outside their apartment are alive with the glow of fires raging in the upper floors of apartment towers. Debris plummets from the sky, smashing into apartments and crushing cars and people on the streets below. "Anna, Min, up now! We need to leave now!" Leo cries. His tone is keening and full of command. There's no room for hesitation. "What's going on?" Anna asks, her voice thick with sleep and unforgotten dreams. "It's happening," is all he manages to say before a loud whine cuts him off. An explosion in the side of the next building lights up the darkened room, casting the family's assembled faces in hues of red and orange. Anna nods. Her hands tremble more than they ever have in her life as she grabs the emergency kit the local police had dropped off at everyone's units a few weeks ago in preparation for war. No one could have predicted that this could have happened, that it would happen like this. She double-checks the emergency kit, important documents, a few days of food and water, a few multi-tools, and a compact first aid kit. It's all there. Min, eyes wet, looks around wildly for an idea of what's going on. She clings to her teddy bear, understanding only that it's time to leave. Their apartment, once their sanctuary of warmth and safety, is now condemned. Leo casts a final glance over the place, the remnants of their lives, pictures on the walls, the comfort of their couch. It's all in the past now. "Don't worry," he says to Min, patting her hair and smiling. "It will still be here when we come back." They leave first, leaving him to heave a sigh and pull shut the door. The hallway outside is bathed in the unreliable light of emergency fixtures, flickering as if in hesitation. People go in and out of apartment doors, apparently trying to take out as many of their valuables as possible, and locked in indecision about what to take. He gestures for his family to ignore them, and he leads them toward the emergency stairs. Every step they take is calculated to draw as little attention as possible from the panicking neighbors as they make for the door. Every step they take is calculated to draw as little attention as possible from the panicking neighbors as they make for the door. The stairwell is eerily silent when the door clicks shut, isolating them from the chaos inside. Reaching the ground floor, they pause at the threshold of the unknown. The stairwell is eerily silent when the door clicks shut, isolating them from the chaos inside. Min's small hand finds his, a silent plea for reassurance. He takes her hand and places a reassuring hand on his wife's back. With a nod that seals their resolve, they step into the night, the door closing behind them with a click that marks the end of one chapter and the desperate beginning of another. Outside, the reality of their situation unfolds as their shocked minds begin to register the chaos surrounding them. The familiar streets of Jingjinji are unrecognizable under the assault from above. Buildings that once stood as markers of their daily lives now stand as half-shattered skeletons clawing desperately at the sky. Leo guides his family through the wreckage piling up around them, his mind racing with plans and contingencies. Leo pulls his family into a squat behind a car at the entrance to the underground garage. The booklet says our zone's closest evacuation point is the capital airport. "We have to get there before this gets any worse," he says to his frightened and trembling family. The storm of debris falling from the collapsing orbital ladder rains down around him, a symphony of fire and fury. Leo closes his eyes and inhales sharply. A calm forms in his center, and he knows what he must do. Leo snaps into action, the wail of the sirens slicing through the night like a knife. "We have to get to the transportation hub!" He has to shout to be heard over the cacophony, trying and largely failing to keep the urgency eating him up from showing in his voice. The cityscape streets are littered with people trapped under fallen concrete. "Let's go! Stay close!" Leo leads them into the garage, their steps quick and sure in the dim emergency lighting. The only sounds as they make it underground are the echoes of their shows in the cramped concrete passage. Down the stairwell, Leo counts under his breath, a mantra against the panic that threatens to rise within him. Each step down is a step closer to safety, to escape. They reach the underground parking garage. and Leo's heart sinks. Cars are strewn about. There had been a mad rush of people trying to flee in their cars, and now they sit there, doors open, engines running, and the entire place choked with engine exhaust fumes. Leo pauses, glances back at Anna and Min, and shakes his head. "No good. There's no way we're getting out of here in our car," he explains. "Once we're out there, keep your heads down. Follow me." The night air hits them with a rush, the smell of smoke and ozone strong in their nostrils. The streets are a labyrinth of destruction, but Leo navigates with a single-minded focus. A car, abandoned, and with blood splattered on the driver's side window, blocks their path. "This way," he redirects, guiding them around the obstacle, his eyes scanning for the safest route. A sudden crash nearby, a piece of debris striking a nearby building, sends them ducking for cover. "Are we going to make it?" Min asks. Her voice is small in the chaos. Leo meets her eyes, sees the fear there, and softens his tone. "Yes, little one, we are. Keep moving." They press on, the airport their beacon in the night. Every step is a victory against the chaos. The journey is fraught with danger, but Leo leads with unwavering determination. Anna and Min's presence a constant reminder of what he's fighting for. Leo's focus narrows as they maneuver through the city's shattered arteries. The sound of their hurried footstep echoes as they turn off the broad city streets into a narrow alley for a brief respite from the open streets and the relentless rain of debris. "Quickly through here," Leo instructs, glancing back to ensure Anna and Min are still behind him. The alley, cramped and shadowed, funnels them towards the next obstacle. They emerge to find their path blocked by a tangled mess of metal and glass. Without hesitation, Leo assesses the blockade, his mind racing through options. "This way," he decides, leading them around the wreckage, his eyes constantly scanning for the safest route. The detour is a risk, time lost when they have none to spare. But safety remains his paramount concern. As they navigate the labyrinth of destruction, the airport's looming presence grows ever closer, a monolith in the distance calling them to safety. The sound of a transport taking off rolls over them, a thunderous promise of escape, if they can reach it. "Stay focused. We're close now," Leo urges, pushing them forward when their resolve wanes. His voice, firm yet encouraging, is the anchor in the storm for Anna and Min. An unexpected explosion nearby sends them diving for cover, the ground shaking beneath them. Leo's arm wraps protectively around Min, shielding her as debris rains down. "Are you both okay?" he asks, voice tense as he surveys the area for immediate danger. Anna nods, her face set in a determined grimace. "Let's keep moving. We can't stop now," she says, her resolve stealing Leo's own. They rise, dusting off and push on, the airport now in sight, its gates a mere promise away. Their journey, fraught with peril at every turn, is almost at an end. Reaching the airport perimeter, they're met with chaos. Crowds of evacuees clamor at the gates, desperate for entry. Leo steels himself, ready to fight for his family's passage, to argue their case with the guards. But words aren't necessary. The travel pass, clutched tight in Leo's hand since their departure, is their golden ticket. He presents it to the guard, his family's future hanging in the balance. The guard scans the pass, then nods, stepping aside to let them through. Relief, swift and sweet, washes over Leo. But there's no time to savor it. They hurry inside, the first leg of their journey complete, but their fight for survival far from over. Inside the airport, the chaos mirrors the pandemonium they've just braved. The terminal is packed, a sea of people all desperate for escape. Leo keeps his family close, guiding them through the crowd with a determined resolve. The sounds of fear and anxiety buzz around them, but Leo's focus is singular. Get to their gate, secure their passage, ensure his family's safety. They navigate the throngs of people, the loudspeaker announcements barely audible over the din. Leo catches snippets of the automated messages, delays, cancellations, final boarding calls, a chaotic symphony that heightens the tension threading through his every muscle. "Gate 24A," Leo reminds himself, repeating the number, like a magic spell meant to clear a path as they weave through the airport. Anna and Min follow, trusting in his direction, their own anxiety a palpable presence. As they approach their terminal, something streaks down from the sky and crashes into an airplane as it pulls away from its gate. The plane erupts in a ball of flame, and the people scream and try to flee. The security fencing surrounding the terminal keeps them from stampeding through the terminal in panic, and they claw and climb over each other trying to get away. As they turn a corner, the sight that greets them stops Leo cold. Their gate is in chaos. A group of passengers, their flight presumably cancelled, shout in frustration at the gate attendants. Leo's heart sinks, but he doesn't allow the despair to take hold. "Stay here," he instructs Anna and Min, stepping forward to assess the situation. He returns moments later, his expression grim but determined. "Our flight's delayed, not cancelled. We're still going," he assures them, though the uncertainty gnaws at him. They find seats, the wait interminable, each passing minute stretching endlessly. Finally, the call to board arrives, a lifeline thrown in the tempest of their fear. They join the line, boarding passes in hand, steps leading them closer to safety. The walk down the jet bridge feels surreal, a narrow passage between worlds. Aboard the plane, Leo ushers his family to their seats, ensuring they're buckled in before taking his own beside them. He takes Anna's hand, offering a squeeze of reassurance, and then reaches for Min's, enveloping it in his own. The engines roar to life, the plane taxis to the runway. Screams from around the cabin shred the momentary calm, and Leo stares out his window, eyes wide open. Pre-dawn clouds are lit in harsh orange hues as unfathomably vast chunks of debris, entire sections of the orbital infrastructure so near completion, penetrate the atmosphere, break up into smaller and small pieces, and rocket to the ground. They collide with buildings on the far-off horizon, like a volley of missiles. Soaring apartment towers crumble to the ground, sending plumes of dust up into the sky. When it's done, an entire district of the city is simply no longer there. Min and Anna's eyes, wide and filled with terror, pull his attention away from the scene unfolding in the distance, and he slams shut the window shade. The girls blink and turn to look at him. "No matter what happens, you just keep your eyes on me," he says to Min, clutching her hands in his and holding her soft, round cheeks in their clasped hands. "No matter what, you keep your eyes on mine." The plane shudders as it trundles down the runway. Min's cheeks shake, and her head sways while the plane gathers speed. The whine of the engines, the vibrations, the rattling, it all fades away. The nose lifts and the plane begins to climb. Screams fill the cabin again, and the wail of air raid sirens threatens to pierce the veil separating Leo and his daughter from the rest of the world. Her eyes begin to wander. "No, don't look there. Just watch me, no matter what. Just watch me," he says, his heart thundering in his chest, his voice calm and gentle. The plane climbs higher. Jingjinji shrinks below them, but the screams rise to a cry of absolute terror. Streaks of light catch Leo's eye from the open windows around the cabin. Min begins to turn and look, but gently, Leo guides her eyes back to his. "Just watch me." The plane shudders. The engines roar, the screams keen. It blends together into an amorphous, shapeless chaos. An explosion rocks the plane. The screams filling the cabin as the plane rises to a terrible crescendo. The nose sharply angles down, and Leo feels his body rising out of his seat. Leo holds his family close, and he has to scream to be heard, but everything else fades away. His daughter's round, quivering eyes are all he sees as he calms his weeping, shaking daughter. "I love you, my little one. No matter what happens, you always to just keep your eyes on..."